So we're live. Today we're gonna be talking about the dysfunctions of a team. And how are you guys? This is Rodolfo Vargas. And today I wanted to spend some time with you guys and to go over the book. Actually, this is the longest version of the book, The 5 Dysfunctions of a Team. And I got all the books from Patrick Lencioni. I read them. And today I wanted to share with you because I believe if you want to do something big, we need to work as a team. And a lot of people don't know how to work as a team. And like me, I didn't know how to do it before. And it's important for us to go over together this for anybody. This can be a team. A team might be a sports team. A team might be a business team. A team might be your family. Might be working sometimes as a team. And it's uncomfortable where nothing works. Nothing works when I've been in business before and I've been trying, man, you work at the momentum, and then all of a sudden the teams go down, and there is a reason for it. There is a reason for it. And I believe one of the major qualities of a leader is how to work as a team. Yeah, and I wanted to cover with you guys the 5 dysfunctions of a team, how to avoid them, and how to improve. And where you can watch this video many times, and you can go over this together with your associates, with your teams, with whoever you want to share with. And I recommend everybody to get it. I recommend everybody to read it. It's really, really good. Everybody should be reading this book, 5 Dysfunctions of a Team. But anyway, let's just start with the first one. And the first one is very powerful. Number 1, it's called the absence of trust. When there is no trust in the team, within each other, within the person, the manager or the broker or whoever you want to call it, where there is no trust between the employees and the manager, the employees and the owner of the company, then we're going to have a problem. Absence of trust. So how do we solve it? You know, people don't trust me. People don't trust you. People don't want to do business with you because they don't trust you. There is another book really good from Stephen Covey, not Stephen Covey, the father who wrote The 7 Habits of the Highly Effective People. The son of Stephen Covey wrote a book called Speed Trust. When there is trust, there is a speed. You know, when people trust you, then we can go faster, then we can win faster. A lot of people, they want to go fast, there is no trust, and then everything crumble at the end. So anyway, absence of trust. Absence of trust. How do we fix it? How do we get more trust from people? In the book talks about being vulnerable. In the book talks about how to build trust by reminding them that you also make mistakes. As a father, I'm not a father yet, but let's just say a father want to build trust with their kids. A father who doesn't remind their kids that he also has made mistakes, it's difficult for him to build trust. So number 1, build trust by being vulnerable. Sometimes you need to remind the people that you work with them that you also make mistakes. If I'm a coach and I have a soccer team, if I have a football team, if I have a basketball team, I also need to remind the players that as a coach, I make mistakes. And also as a team together. If you're working as a team, sometimes there are people in the team that they think they're perfect and they think that they always do everything right. No, the team also make mistakes. And by the way, if somebody makes a mistake, how to build trust? Tell them, hey, you know what? I make a mistake. I messed up. I'm not perfect. That you start building trust, but you also need to do it with sincerity. You cannot do it with fake. So number 1 mistake, number 1 dysfunction of a team is this. You think that they trust each other, but you don't trust each other because you're not vulnerable. You don't show weakness. You always think that you always need to be strong and everything has to be perfect. That's why you don't build trust. That's why people don't trust you. I worked once with this guy he was always perfect. Always perfect. He never made mistakes. He was so perfect. And the people who think they're perfect, boom, they go down. And then you lose the trust in the team. Okay, that was number 1. Let's go number 2. Fear of conflict. Fear of conflict. You know what's the problem with fear of conflict? A lot of people, they don't want to have the conflict. They don't want to have the crucial conversation. They don't want to talk about what really bothering them in the team. Like for example, like this. If you're the manager and it bothers you that somebody comes late, why don't you let it, by the way, it bothers me you coming late. Why you're coming late? Some people are afraid to have this conversation. That generates a problem in the future. So fear of conflict. Let me tell you what's the opposite of what's it called? Fear of conflict. Fake harmony. Okay. So what's artificial harmony? You know what's the worst thing? Fake smiles. Fake smiles. Man, that sucks. There is one thing that bothers me in a team. Anybody? Fake smiles. No. And somebody comes to the office and they do this. And they do this, but in the back they're trying to hurt you. That hurts the team, man. That hurts the team so much. And it does, because you have a fear of conflict. You don't say what bothers you. You don't say, hey, by the way, it bothers me. Somebody said this. Let me give you an example. I'm doing a training one day, and I'm talking about the importance of working together. It was kind of like that, right? And I make a mention of sometimes it's very good when husband and wife, they work together. Now look at this. And this person stood up in the middle of the training, and the person left. And the person left the training, and boom, they close the door and they make a big noise, and everybody notices it. And I say, man, what's going on here, man? And what happened? And then afterwards, I'm calling this person doesn't answer. And then the person, like 2 weeks later, come to the office, and I have the conversation with this person. What happened to you? Why you're so mad? What happened to you? Why you did that show the other day? And the person says, oh, because you were working only for couples, and I'm not married. And you hurt me when you say that. I say, no, I didn't mean that. I'm sorry, I apologize if you thought like that. But that was not my purpose for you to say it. I didn't mean for you to feel like that. I didn't want you to feel like that. But what was the problem? The conflict was not addressed at the moment. And for 2 weeks, this person felt bad about it. No, why we didn't have a conversation afterwards? We should have fixed it right away. But a lot of people have this problem that is called fear of conflict. A lot of people don't want to have this crucial conversation. And let me tell you, you feel so good when you have these crucial conversations with people. But there are some people who are not who never studied that, or never have that. I have that issue before in my life. I was afraid to have the crucial conversation. I find out that the more I did it, the better I became. The more people trust me. The more people thought that I was listening to them. So let me recommend you a book. There is a book called Crucial Conversations. Crucial Conversations. I recommend this book for the people who have fear of conflict. Go and read the book. It's called Crucial Conversations. And I also recommend How to Win Friends and Influence People. Some people, they don't know how to. They have fear of conflict because you hurt people when you have that. Let me see if I have it over here. This is How to Win Friends and Influence People. Very important with people who have fear of conflicts, so they don't know how to work with other people, how to talk with other people. And the other book is called Crucial Conversations. Okay, now let's go with the third one. Third conflict, because you don't trust, because the conflict is not addressed. Like, for example, a lot of people, let me one more. A lot of people who are in sales, they're afraid to go and talk to the person next door and tell them why, or the person in the team, why your sales are down. Why your sales are down? Maybe in a basketball game, in a basketball team, why you missed the game? Why you did that? Why you didn't have that you missed that shoot? Why you didn't pass the ball? Why you didn't pass it? A lot of people are in conflict to do that, and because of that, we go to number 3. It's called lack of commitment. Lack of commitment. That's number 3. Lack of commitment. When there is no trust, when there is no conflict, when there's a fear of conflict, people avoid commitment. And they give you these commitments that are not truthful commitment. Or if they commit, they don't believe in those commitments because they don't trust you. Lack of commitment. And people will say, yes, we want to do this. Yes, we want to commit to doing this sales. Yes, we want to commit in the next quarter to have a profit in the company, great revenue. Yes, we want to commit to do that. But people are lying to you. And there is a lack of commitment. It's a lack of commitment because there is no trust and there's a fear of conflict. So let's go to number 4. And when there is no commitment, guess what you don't have? You don't have accountability. There is avoidance of accountability. Somebody said to me the other day, I don't want you to get me accountable. Nobody needs to get me accountable. Nobody needs to tell me whatever I can do. That person obviously has a problem with lack of commitment, fear of conflict, absence of trust. When it's avoidance of accountability, it's like this. I didn't pass the ball. I missed the game. And somebody needs to call me out. The coach needs to call me out. They tell me, what happened over there? Rodolfo, what happened over there? And I don't have to feel emotional about it. Because I trust the coach. Because I know this coach wants the best from me. But it has to be an accountability. We have to have that conversation where it's, why you haven't made money the last month? Why we lost that client? What happened to that client? Why you didn't follow up with that client? That conversation needs to happen. If it doesn't happen, it's because that is a dysfunction of a team. In a high performance teams, there is high accountability. And by the way, the people who don't like accountability is the people who don't like to commit. Let me recommend you a book for people who want to learn about accountability. Man, I'm giving you too much today. I'm going to give you a lot of books. If you want to learn about great business teams, if you want to learn how to get people accountable, Great Business Teams is a great book for accountability, for people who want to learn about how to get people accountable. And just one advice when you do accountability within the team, know the difference between personal accountability and numbers and performance. A lot of people mistake this. Let me give you an example. A lot of people think, because I didn't perform, I'm a bad person. No, you're not a bad person. Person has nothing to do with performance. Maybe you didn't perform because you didn't study. Maybe your skill level is low. So there is a difference between when personal and performance. Okay, don't judge the person. Judge the performance. In church, there is always somebody who says, I don't hate the sinner. I hate the sin. If that makes any sense. Don't hate the person. Hate the performance if the performance is low. So when you're doing accountability, just remember that. When I do accountability, I always remind the team, guys, let me tell you, I love you, I care, you're important to me, but we're going to look at the numbers right now. And because they know that we're looking at the numbers, I'm not looking at them as a person. Numbers is one thing, person is another thing. Don't confuse. There is a lot of coaches who will confuse it. Oh, you're dumb, are you stupid or what? No, that's not the way that you get somebody accountable. You need to do with love. I live by this 4 principle. You have to love. You have to lead first. You have to respect. You have to improve. You need to love. That's something that I learned from my mentor. He always gave me those 4. Patrick but David always told me these 4 things. You need to lead. You need to respect. You need to improve. And you need to love. Those are the 4 principles if you want to remember about accountability. Okay. And the last one is inattention to results. So that's the 4th level, the 5th dysfunction of a team. Inattention to results. So there is so much mess in the team that you forget about getting the results and winning the game and making money and winning. You forget about it. Do you forget about winning? Why are you forgetting about winning? You're supposed to do that. Why you started the company? You started the company because you wanted to have some revenue. You wanted to have some profits. You wanted to win. You're starting the team. You wanted to play in the team because you wanted to win the game. And that's a problem where there is inattention to results. There is attention to other things. That doesn't matter at the end. So that's fine. So what I recommend is it's like a pyramid, okay? It's like a pyramid where the first one is absence of trust is the base of the pyramid. Fear of conflict is number 2. Number 3 is lack of commitment, avoidance of accountability. And because all of that, there is inattention to results. There is inattention to results. And it's a whole mess. Now, by the way, inattention to results is gonna, if you don't pay attention to results, it's because maybe ego, status, I don't know what, it's a lot of mess over there. But here's what I tell you. Working as a team, it's not like a mathematical formula. Okay, it's not like if I do this, I do. No, it's not a mathematical formula. The best definition of working as a team that I heard one day was working as a team is more like poetry. is not black and white. It cannot be black and white. Sometimes you need to know where to push, when to forgive, when to go full force, when you need to be strong, when you need to be when you need to be understandable. Let me give you a story, okay, for you guys to understand what I mean by poetry and what is working as a team. One day we do this meeting together as a team, right? We do. Colorado is watching, so how are you guys? So one day we do this meeting as a team, and we finish late. When we finish late, we finish like 9 p.m. this meeting, okay? And we finish, and I have this guy in the team which is very young, okay? He's very young. He's 20-year-old, okay? It's one of the youngest team members that we have, okay? And his dad knows that he works with me, and very good kid, okay? And this kid doesn't answer. Next day, I heard the next day that he had an accident, okay? Not a small accident, it was not a big accident, it was a small accident, okay? So the next day, I find out that he had an accident, and I meet with him, and I ask him, how's the car? Car is good, how you doing? Good, I'm doing okay, Rodolfo, don't worry about me, I'm okay, nothing happened, but I had this small accident, okay? And I ask him, how's your dad handling? And my dad he says, my dad is mad at me, extremely mad. He doesn't want me to be in the team with you anymore. My dad is mad, my dad is disappointed, and my dad is blaming that we finished the meeting too late. Let me ask you a question. What time did you have the accident? And the guy said, I had it at 3 a.m. I said, I'm sorry, like 2 a.m., 3 a.m. I said, what? You were not with me at the time. What happened over there? Oh man, I went to dinner, and I just went to dinner, and after the dinner I wanted to have this meeting, and I stayed with some friends and whatever. Now let me tell you what happened next. I think that this guy, the issue that he had it was because he was not paying attention to timing. I think that the guy was a dysfunction of a team. Let me explain you why. The guy should have I didn't have anything to do with it. No. I can go and say, listen, why are you doing that? Man, why are you feeling like that? That's one way to take it in consideration. I could be like, you're not supposed to do that. You did everything wrong, man. Why you driving? Why are you going so late at that time? Like I'm sounding like a father. But I also cannot be like, listen, man, that's okay. Don't worry about it. You're fine. You're just a little kid. I said, listen, your dad has trust me, or has trust us for us to do business together and for you to work as a team. But let me tell you, you also have a responsibility. You were not with me at that time. You had the chance to get home at 10 p.m. And now if your dad is blaming the business, that is not on me or the game or whatever it is. You shouldn't be blamed. I'm gonna blame you. You're an adult. But let me tell you, I'm glad that nothing happened to you. I'm glad that you're okay. But next time, please don't do that. So what if I'm too strong? I can also be soft. The person needs to know that he also messed up, even if it is a 21-year-old. If I'm a player and I play soccer, let's just say I play soccer and tomorrow we have a game and I decide to get drunk the night before going to the game, somebody needs to have a conversation with me. Somebody needs to trust me so much to have a conversation with me. And I hope that you get the message. And those are the dysfunctions of a team. And if you want to build it big, if you want to work with a big team, if you want to have a high performance team, you always need to pay attention to this. And this is not going to be perfect. There is always going to be issues with trust. There is always going to be people with conflicts, and they have this fear about conflict. But I need to be able to have those conversations. So guys, that's the review that I have for today. I always like to do this. We're going to be doing more videos about book reviews. Remember, I'm going to be doing videos in Spanish. It's called Friday Viernes. And today, the video is going to come out today in Spanish. We're going to do videos where we're going to be talking about business, entrepreneurship. We're going to be talking about how to move up, how to discipline, all the kind of good topics. If you have a topic that you want me to talk, post it on the video. Let me know. Let me give you some books that I've been reading lately. Was really good. God wants you to be rich. There's an old book which is really good. I recommend it to people who wants to know about what's going on. Is something wrong with you making money? And it's written by a famous economist. It's really good. It's an old book, but it has a lot of insights. I totally recommend it to you guys. It's called God Wants You to Be Rich. God wants you to read. No. God wants you to be rich. Okay? It's called by the economist Paul St. Pilser. I recommend it to you. I talked about this other book the other day, The Toyota Way. Is excellent book about how Toyota organization works and why they have so much high standards in their company, and how they work, how to raise the standard, their vision, long-term vision of a company. Toyota, The Toyota Way. I totally recommend it. And this book is more spiritual, but it's excellent. It's called The Ultimate Gift. It's called The Ultimate Gift. There is a movie about this book. I totally recommend it. It's by Jim Stovall. Jim Stovall, The Ultimate Gift. If you haven't read it, you read this in 2 days, in 1 day. It's an easy book, but he has very good principles. And the other book that I believe pretty impressive, very impressed. I didn't have any expectations about this book, but it's really good. I just finished it, and it's pretty interesting. It's called The Elements of Mentoring. The Elements of Mentoring, which is more about you, how to choose your prodigies or your people who work with you, how to choose your mentees, how to work with them, what to look in them, how to commit to them. It's more for people who are in mentoring positions, and it had good stories about sports people, coaches, pastors, business people, which is really good. It's called The Elements of Mentoring, but Brad Johnson and Charles R. Ridley. Really good. With that being said, guys, that was the message of today. Subscribe to our channel. We have different channels now. We have one is called Latino Hustle, and we're gonna be creating more channels depending what's the need of the people. And we're gonna be doing videos in Spanish as well. Today we're gonna come up with a new video in Spanish in YouTube. You're gonna see it. You're gonna see the topic. I'm gonna tell you what it is. It's called Claridad. How to have clarity, and we're gonna be doing these videos in Spanish. So with that being said, guys, take care. God bless you. Bye bye.